In this presentation, you are going to learn about Carnot engine. In the year 1824, a young French engineer Sadi Carnot proved that a certain reversible engine operated in cycle between hot and cold reservoir can have maximum efficiency. This engine is called as Carnot engine. A reversible heat engine operating in a cycle between two temperatures in a particular way is called as Carnot engine. Carnot engine has four parts. The first one is called source. It is the source of heat maintained at constant high temperature TH. Any amount of heat can be extracted from it without changing its temperature. The next one is called sink. It is a cold body maintained at a constant low temperature TL. It can absorb any amount of heat. The third one is insulating stand. It is made up of perfectly non-conducting material. Heat is not conducted through this stand. The fourth one is working substance. It is an ideal gas enclosed in a cylinder with perfectly non-conducting walls and perfectly conducting bottom. A non-conducting and frictionless piston is fitted in it. With the help of this Carnot engine, we are able to understand about the Carnot cycle. Today, you are going to learn about Carnot engine. Carnot engine is the ideal heat engine in which the efficiency of the Carnot engine is 100%. It's an ideal heat engine. So in this ideal heat engine, Carnot engine, that there are four cyclic processes are there. That four cyclic processes are commonly called as Carnot cycle. In these four cyclic processes, the names of the process are named as isothermal expansion, adiabatic expansion process, isothermal compression process, adiabatic compression process. Now we will see the process one by one. First, I am going to explain how the isothermal expansion process takes place. Here, look at the cylindrical arrangement. In the cylindrical arrangement, the wall of the cylinder that is made up of insulator, the bottom portion that is made up of good conductor of heat. Here, within the cylindrical arrangement, a gas is filled up. That one will act as the working substance. Here the position of the piston is kept at exactly at A. The pressure of the gas is P1. Initial volume of the gas is taken as V1. The temperature of the system is taken as TH. Now the entire system that is to be subjected for isothermal expansion process. Now to perform the isothermal expansion process, a source of heat must be taken. This entire arrangement that should be kept on the source of heat. The source of heat, its temperature is TH. Therefrom you are able to obtain any amount of heat. Let us imagine QH amount of heat, it is flowing from the source to the working substance. QH amount of heat flows from source to the working substance. After absorbing the heat, what happens? The gas starts expanding. When the gas expands, the position of the piston, it moves from A position to B position. This process is called isothermal expansion. So here the pressure decreases. The pressure decreases from P1 to P2. Volume increases from V1 to V2. Since it is isothermal expansion, what happens? Same temperature must be maintained. Because of expansion, what will happen? Clear, here heat is given. Because of expansion, initially temperature will go down. That one will be compensated by the supply of heat. Again, what will happen? The same temperature TH will be maintained. Before the expansion process, it was at A. Now, after the expansion, it has come to the new position B. Even it moves from one position to another position, same temperature is maintained within the system. That's why this is called as isothermal expansion. Okay, so here that work is done by the system, work is done by the gas. The gas, it pushes the piston. The work done by the gas, that can be found with the help of drawing a graph. Here, the graph is drawn between pressure and volume. This is called PV diagram. So in this PV diagram, we can plot the position of the A. So at A, what is the initial pressure? P1. Volume is V1. Temperature of the system is taken as TH. Now after absorbing the heat, QH amount of heat, it goes to new position P2. Now what happens? Pressure, it decreases. Pressure decreases, volume increases. Pressure decreases, volume increases. Therefore, the piston, it goes to new position B. There, though it comes from one position to another position, pressure and volume alone changes. Temperature, same temperature is maintained. Here, this is the curve drawn for quasi-static isothermal expansion process. It's a very slow process. That's why we have drawn the graph like this. Just below to the curve, one area is drawn. This area that gives you the work done by the working substance, on the piston. So the area of the graph that gives you the work done by the gas. This process is called isothermal expansion process. Now we are going to learn the second process in the Carnot cycle. The name of the second process is called adiabatic expansion. Here, the working substance, that is cylindrical system, gas, everything, that must be kept on the insulating stand. Now the working substance along with the cylindrical arrangement, it is kept on the insulating stand. It is not able to supply any heat, it is not able to absorb any heat. The walls of the cylinder, they are made up of insulator. The bottom portion alone, it is made up of good conductor of heat, but it is having contact with the insulating stand. So therefore, no heat will be transferred from inside to outside or outside to inside. That you have to understand. Now what happens? Still the working substance, it expands and it moves from B position to C position. So till it attains the equilibrium, what will happen? Because of the expansion, the clear. Further, the piston, it moves from B position to C position. Here the work is done by the gas. Here the work is done by the gas. When it moves from B position to C position, the initial pressure is P2. Now the new pressure is P3. Initial volume is V2. The new volume is V3. Here no heat is exchanged. No heat is exchanged from here to there or there to here. Are you clear? Here volume increases, pressure decreases. Here, since volume increases and pressure decreases, temperature decreases. Temperature decreases from TH to T1. So it attains a new temperature. That's why this is called as adiabatic expansion process. Adiabatic expansion process. So what is the new position of the piston? C. Now here work is done by the gas. The work done by the gas, that can be found with the help of drawing a PV diagram. Let us imagine this is the position of the piston, initial position of the piston PB. There the pressure is P2, volume is V2, temperature of the system is taken as TH. Here piston, when it goes up, expansion takes place. Therefore pressure, it decreases, volume increases. Volume increases, pressure decreases. But it attains a new temperature. So the new temperature is T1. Initially the temperature was TH. That's why this name of the process is called adiabatic expansion process. Here no heat is exchanged, and this is also a quasi-static process. The work done by the gas in adiabatic expansion process can be calculated by the area which is drawn just below to the curve. So here BC curve is there, no? Just below to the BC curve, here one area could be obtained. The area is BCHG. Within this BCHG, some amount of area is there. If you calculate the area, that area that gives you the work done by the gas in the adiabatic expansion process. Now we are going to learn the third process in the Carnot cycle. The name of the third process is called as, what is this? Isothermal compression. Isothermal compression. Here, the initial position of the piston is at C. At C, the initial pressure of the gas is P3, initial volume of the gas is V3, temperature of the system is T1. To perform the isothermal compression process, what we have to do? We have to place the entire working substance on the sink. Sink is the arrangement that is capable of absorbing any amount of heat. The temperature of the sink is taken as TL. After placing the working substance along with the cylinder on the surface of the sink, what you have to do? We have to compress it. We have to compress this piston towards downward direction. When the piston is compressed from C position to D position, look at that. I am going to compress now. I am doing the work on the system. Now it is compressed from C position to D position. Now the position is altered. So what is the new pressure? P4. New volume is V4. Now we have to find out, will there be any change in the temperature? After compression, pressure increases. When pressure increases, temperature also will increase. But the excess heat, that one will be transferred to the sink. Here you have to imagine that QL amount of heat is transferred from the working substance to the sink. After absorption of QL amount of heat, again the same temperature will be maintained. Initially the temperature was T1. After moving the piston from C position to D position, QL amount of heat is transferred here. Again the same temperature T1 is maintained. That's why the name of the process is called as isothermal compression process. Compression also takes place, no change in the temperature. Here QL amount of heat is transferred. That's why the name of the process is called isothermal compression. Here the heat is exchanged from the working substance to the sink. Sink absorbs QL amount of heat. You have to understand that. Here work is done by me. Work is done on the system. Work is done on the system can be calculated by drawing the PV diagram. Look at the PV diagram. Initially the piston position was at C. It is marked here C, where P3, V3, T1. That is the coordinates of the pressure, volume and temperature. P3 is the initial pressure, V3 is the initial volume, T1 is the initial temperature. Now here after compression what happens? Pressure increases from P3 to P4, P3 to P4, and then volume decreases. Volume decreases from V3 to V4. Are you clear? And temperature remains same. So I have drawn a curve. So the thermodynamical process that goes in this direction, C to D. After drawing the curve, we have to shade the bottom portion. Just below to the curve one area is available. That area DCHF, that portion gives you some area, no? That area, that is the measure of the work done on the gas. Work done on the gas or on the system, that can be obtained by calculating this area. So the name of the process is called isothermal compression. When the isothermal compression process takes place, the working substance must be kept on the sink. Now we are going to learn the last step of the Carnot cyclic process. The name of the last process is called adiabatic compression process. Here look at the initial position of the piston. The initial position of the piston now is D. It is kept at D. The initial pressure is P4. Initial volume of the working substance is V4. And then temperature of the system is T1. To perform the adiabatic process, what we have to do? The working substance that must be kept on the insulating stand. After placing the working substance on the insulating stand, what will happen? No exchange of heat takes place. Heat, it never be exchanged from working substance to outside. No heat will be exchanged from the outside to the working substance. Here, look at the name of the process called compression. Now what we have to do? We have to do the work on the gas. Are you clear? I am going to push the piston towards downward direction. That's why this is called compression. Now I am going to compress the working substance by pushing the piston towards downward direction. Now the piston to be moved from D position to A position. After pushing the piston from D position to A position, what is the new pressure? The new pressure is P1. The new pressure is P1, new volume is V1. Now, after compression, what happens? Pressure increases, volume decreases. Definitely, clear, there will be an increase in temperature. That increase in temperature is shown here. Since no heat is exchanged from inside to outside, temperature increases from T1 to TH. Now it attains a new temperature TH. Now it has come to a new position, that is nothing but the initial position. Again it has come back to the same position. Previously that process, that one was started from the position A. Now again it has reached the same position A. That's why the name of the process is called cyclic process. Are you clear? That's why this is called as Carnot cycle. So in the cyclic process, the process start from A, again it end up at A. Previously the pressure was P1, now also the pressure is P1. Previously the volume of the working substance is V1, now also the volume of the working substance is V1. Initially the temperature of the system is TH, now also the temperature of the system is taken as TH. That's why this is called as reversible cyclic process. Now we'll see how much amount of work is done on the system in the last step. I have compressed it, I have done the work on the system. Work done on the system can be calculated by drawing this graph. Again look at the PV diagram. The initial position is D. There the pressure is P4, volume is V4, temperature is T1. After compression, what happens? The pressure increases, volume decreases. Volume decreases, pressure increases. Now the new pressure is P1, new volume is V1, the temperature is TH, new temperature is TH. So this curve that shows the basically a curve for adiabatic compression process. Here I have drawn a curve AD. Just below to the AD I have drawn the area. So this is the area ADEF, that ADEF area that gives you the work done in which process? Adiabatic compression process. Understood? The process starts from A, again it reaches the same point A. So this is called one cycle. So in this process, the net work done by the gas can be calculated. Here, first PV diagram, second PV diagram, third PV diagram, fourth PV diagrams are drawn. After connecting all the things, here look at the shaded region. So this is the area available within A, B, C, D. So this is the area that gives you the net work done by the gas in one cyclic process. In one cycle, the work done by the gas that can be calculated by calculating the area. Are you clear? Within A, B, C, D, this portion is there, no? This area to be calculated. That area that gives you the net work done by the gas. Okay.